second stanza of the program, The Conversation, coming to you live from TV 360 here in Lagos, Nigeria. My name is Nelson Ekujumi, and I still have with me in the studio Comrade Ajayi Popola, popularly called Comrade Pope, or Pope of Africa. In this stanza of the program, we'll be looking at the year 2024. Like we started the program, we started by greeting ourselves and wishing our viewers a happy 2024. Yes, year 2024 is here. What are the prospects for Nigerians? Economically, where are we? And where would we be at the end of the year? If you ask me, the economic situation is not looking good, but we are optimistic because, like we said before we came on air, that it is only someone that is alive that can make plans for the year. And looking at the year 2024, it behoves on us that we must also commend the government that the 2024 budget has been signed. It now is for us to wait for the Minister for Budget and National Planning or the Minister for Finance to come and give us a breakdown of the budget. In that way, we'll be able to look at how the budget is going to attend to the economic situation of Nigerians, security, agriculture, health. And for me, when I saw a summary of the budget, I was happy that the amount that has been budgeted for infrastructure was very huge. I saw the budget allocation also for security. That means the government,
very serious about
security, because only people who are secured can make plans, can live. So as we look forward to the rest of the year, I think it is important for us as Nigerians to recognize that in view of the economic situation that we have found ourselves as a result of the removal of fuel subsidy, Mr. President in his broadcast talked seriously about electricity, that in this age and time, no society can make progress
without electricity. Yes.
And we must give kudos to the previous administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, who invested heavily in electricity. Yes. And we have seen it. We are seeing some of the impact now. Yeah. So President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for 2024, what are those things that we should be expecting from him based on is the renewed hope mantra?
Well, we can only hope for a better day or better days to come, and that is the only thing sustaining
humanity.
Yes, because when there is no hope, then it does mean that
life could become meaningless.
So therefore, we are hopeful that things will get better. And like you observed earlier, the present situation is very tough. Nigerians are passing through, a whole lot of difficulties, particularly the prices of
goods and
services.
Cost of living generally.
Cost of living generally is not looking good.
It's undermining our humanity.
So, and we just pray that our people will not go beyond hopelessness to the level of desperation. So, I sincerely believe that with this budget, let us monitor the implementation, then and ensure that the budget is well implemented as planned. But again, we are looking out for a secured Nigeria, because movement, that security is very key. When people can no longer move freely. In fact, today many people have abandoned their farmstead. They have abandoned their investment in agriculture because of security. So, that one is very essential. Then the issue of fuel. We cannot run away from it. Well, the other day they said Port Harcourt
Refinery.
refinery
That was December last year.
December is coming up.
Coming up, yeah.
It's coming up.
Yeah.
Then, of course, we haven't had the latest from Dangote.
The latest from Dangote Refinery is that for that refinery to kick off, there's the amount of crude oil that must be available. And one of the drawbacks for even the Port Harcourt Refinery and Dangote Refinery is that NNPCL has not been able to meet up with the supply because of their contractual obligations to other buyers.
Other buyers, yes.
So, crude oil that is being produced has been allocated to those other buyers. So maybe if we are able to address the issue of security with regards to oil theft and vandalization, maybe our crude oil production will shoot up. Then the NNPC will be able to manage between those that they have obligations to with the new internal security.
Yes, of course. You see, of course, that one. You see, whether you have contractual obligations to other people doesn't matter.
It matters.
No, wait. You see, it will not make meaning to ordinary man on the street.
Yes.
As the head of your family, you have food in your store. And you now told your wife that you cannot cook this food because I want to take it to donate it to somewhere, or you want to give it to somebody when the children are hungry. It will not make sense. So that is why I said the most important thing, that we are looking out for this year is security. Once we have security, and in fact, with security, that one includes securing gas and
oil pipelines and platforms
and infrastructure generally.
Yeah.
So if that one is well secured, then if piping or transporting crude to
or refined products,
even the crude to the refineries, whether the modular or Dangote or Port Harcourt or Warri that will come up later.
Yes.
So that one is very key. No matter what, we must supply. We must supply our local.
The internal security of the country must be paramount.
Paramount. So that one is very key. Then, adding to that again is that if we cannot, of course, we have issues with the value of our currency.
Because of the pressure. With these local refineries coming on board now, it means the amount of foreign exchange that we are using to import fuel will be saved locally. Then our local currency value will come up.
Yes. So, the trouble is this: once the currency is devalued, coming up is very difficult.
Once your economy is productive.
But we are not productive.
That is the issue. But you also recognize that sometime in the life of the last administration, the Minister of Finance came publicly and said the Nigerian economy has never performed the way it has performed in this period of the life of the administration. And a lot of people were saying, which economy, what happened? And the woman later, that is where we say people should exercise patience to be informed. People should not just run because they have read a headline or because somebody is analyzes. You yourself, that is why you are a human being. You have the brain to analyze like any other person. The woman now came up and said, in the last 8 months, the economy has been sustained by non-oil exports. That they were having zero allocation from the sale of crude oil because it was being used for subsidy. So it means if we can run our economy of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for 8 months without crude oil revenue, it means we have the capacity to even surpass that. And talking about security and agriculture, I think one thing we are all agreed about is that a major reason why the price of goods are on the high side is because the local entrepreneurs, the local investors, whether you are in farm, whether you want to set up an industry, they cannot do that because of security threats. As much as government is going to address security, it is also important that government also fulfill subsidy obligations or intervention obligations to allow those industries to come up, such that the burden, the cost of production will be on the low side and the price of goods and services will be manageable by the people. And in doing that also, when all these indices are implemented, it will also create jobs.
What the issue here is we've talked about security of lives and properties. Then talk about security of oil and gas infrastructure.
Yeah.
Then very key again is diversification of the economy.
The economy has been diversified.
It's been diversified.
Yes.
So, rather than relying on crude oil exploration and revenue.
Yeah.
So let us seriously look at the solid mineral and other sources. And of course, with the kind of reforms, going on.
The economic reforms.
Economic reform of this administration.
In terms of revenue.
Revenue. Yes. Recently, there's a circular on, modifying the TSA.
Yes. Yes.
Modifying the TSA.
Yes.
So the whole essence of that is to have a clearer picture of our inflows.
Yes.
So if now have a clearer picture of the inflows, then of course the outflow too should be of interest to all of us. So it does mean that in the coming months or in the coming days, there will be more revenue going to the coffers of the federal government.
Yes.
Then the Solid Mineral Ministry, and of course now we have blue economy and other sources. So we expect.
One thing this new administration has made very clear is that, unlike its predecessor, is going to look for how to generate revenue that we cannot continue to borrow. We must harness those potentials for revenue.
Internally.
That is the only way government can meet up with its obligations.
Yes, because you've talked about job creation. How do you create job when industries are
dead?
When industries are not
local
go to industrial estates, Obakran,
in Kano, in
Kaduna,
in Shagamu, and everywhere. But thank God, well, we can only hope for the best.
The idea is that once the economy is well diversified, I will now have more revenue to invest in our energy, Then, of course, the cost of running
the cost of living will come down.
The cost of living will come down. Then even the cost of managing industries.
Okay.
In terms of energy input.
Yes, security.
Energy input especially.
Even security, because if government does not invest enough in security, people have to provide their own private security, and it will cost money, and that cost will also be added to the overhead of the. So, year 2024, here we are. We can only hope and pray that the plans that the government has for us as a people manifest. But most importantly, we as a people need to put our eyes on the ball and ensure that we keep government on its toes by interrogating every activity of government, dispassionately, without bias or political consideration. Elections are over. This is about governance, and governance does not know whether you belong to party A or party B.
Whether you're a Christian or a Muslim.
Yes, whether you're a Christian or Muslim. So it is on this note we want to call it a day on this edition of The Conversation. Till we come away again next time, please continue to watch The Conversation on TV 360. Bye-bye.